16:01.
Oh, excuse me. It's 9 o'clock by my clock, and I'm running the game, so we're gonna go off my clock. How about that?
Whatever you say, Dan.
All right. Hello, everybody. Welcome. Episode, what are we, 62? Yeah, episode 62. Lord Z's
Wow, we
Fantastical
all.
Dungeon. We finished up Mike's side arc last week of Fitz's fuckers. Just a little side arc, see what was going on after Fitz got poofed, and between then and now, some time elapsed after that arc until now. It wasn't an all-inclusive time span, but here we are. You guys decided, following the discovery that Misty had left in the middle of the night, to head to shore and pursue some revenge for Yerndris. And
Misty?
sorry,
Yes.
Miss Holly had left in the middle
There
of
we
the
go.
night. So now Misty's kind of tagging along with you guys, keeping safe. But you guys decided to pursue Yerndris's vengeance quest of the drow that had killed her family some time ago. And made it to shore. So you can see a bunch of huts in front of you is the best way to describe it. Very Native American-y, not permanent, easily packed up and moved. The villagers have all come out to see you, to see who's docking here. And it's probably a good 60, 70 or so. Nobody looks particularly interesting, but Yerndris had seen last week a wonderful blue dragonborn, her cousin Ikro, who was the one who banished her from her village many, many, many years ago. And that is where we left off. You guys had just gotten off the ship and were walking up the dock. Did anybody want to do anything?
I want to charge at Ikro and punch him in the face.
Okay, go ahead.
Just gonna.
I want to watch Yendris punch this dude in the face.
Just gonna.
What is a day without family drama?
I don't have an unarmed strike, so I'm just gonna roll a d20.
Okay.
That's the wrong
Yeah,
section,
and then
but
actually make a strength check because you'll add your
Strength
strength
check.
modifier to it.
okay. Well,
With a crit, good start. Go ahead and roll a d4, and then we'll add your strength modifier to that.
I've
So a 3 plus 2 is 5. Perfect. Anything else there?
no.
Treat it like a combat round. So movement, action, bonus action.
Okay. No, I don't think so.
Okay. So you run up, you punch Ikro across the face. He takes the hit and kind of looks back at you. Not taking a step back, but kind of shifting back just a little bit. He goes, "Perfect! By the laws of Behemoth and the laws of our tribe, I invoke single combat on this betrayer and bringer of violence and murder." And he kind of leans forward a little bit to you. He goes, "Best me, and you'll be allowed to stay home." Go ahead and roll initiative, everybody.
Everyone?
Yeah.
I thought this
Well,
was
that's
single
a hell of a
combat.
way
What
to-
the fuck?
For
start
the
this.
sake of if anybody wants to do anything,
Oh, okay.
everybody roll
Like-
initiative.
Oh, how I can't wait
Hey?
to punch Ikro more and more. Get fucked, little bitch, baby. Get fucked.
Everybody roll. We need one for Hamish.
Oh, yeah. You're right. I forgot it.
Yeah. Alrighty. Misty, Godric, and Fennin, you just watch Urn just run up, punch him in the face once. He belts all that out. Do the three of you want to do anything?
I'm looking for a place to kind of hide out of sight from the crowd and watch.
Okay. Well, the
I was gonna
layout
say,
is as it appears on the map. Let me reshare that so everybody's got it.
yeah, Godric's just gonna sit there like this is family issue, and I don't know if I'm family at this point.
Does everybody have the map?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Perfect. All right. Well, if the three of you aren't doing anything, then it will be Ikro's turn. And he is just gonna start wailing on you.
Oh, boo-hoo. Oh no, whatever shall I do? Oh, big baby.
First swing with his glaive misses. Second one misses. Third one is gonna hit.
That's what I get for taunting.
And he's going to kick it off right away, and he's going to go ahead and action surge and take 3 more swings at you.
Oh, damn. That's definitely what I get. Oh, I'm rolling that one. Oh no.
So that is a nat 1. Go ahead and take an opportunity attack against him as he fumbles, loses his second strike, and then he'll take his last one against you.
Rolling against with the wrong person. Wrong set of dice, man. Wrong set of dice.
And that one misses as well. All right, that'll end his turn. Go ahead, Yurndris.
Wonderful. I get to use my new ability with 3 attacks. Yay.
Yeah.
So
Okay, so
exciting.
you guys are standing right next to each other, but I'm just going to move your token a little bit so we can see. Because on my end, there's like a big white circle that covers part of the token. That's a nat 1.
Well,
he is going to
my
use...
God.
He is going to use his reaction to swing back at you. Hitting. Some bang bang. All right, what else you got, Yurndris?
I'm gonna use my action surge as well.
All right. Just 2 Dragonborns fucking going at it.
Jesus. Oh my God. Oh my God.
On the
change my
bright
dice.
side, he already
What
used
the
his reaction, so he doesn't get to swing at you.
Oh.
But you lose your third attack there.
That's fine. My God, man. Jeez. That's it for me.
That's it for you. All right, the crowd's not gonna do anything. Fitz, you or Sir Fluffy Butt doing anything?
Fitz is gonna start cheering Yendris on, kick his ass,
Okay.
and that's gonna be it.
All right. Is Hamish gonna do anything?
He is just barking like a madman
All right.
and growling.
Well, we're gonna go back over to Ikro then, who's gonna take his turn swinging. First one's gonna hit. Second one's also going to hit. Third one is going to hit. That's his turn. Go ahead, Yurndris.
What is happening?
You need to change your
Thank you.
ice color.
Yeah.
And that's a crit.
Yes, it is. Hold left shift when you drop the damage. $31 points on that.
Up yours, bitch. Oop, that's the one.
That
Almost
one
nat
misses.
again. Literally almost nat one again.
Yeah, it
Ha!
happens.
Ha 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 ha.
All right, that it for your turn?
Think so. I don't know if I have any more. I don't know if I have a bonus action.
I believe your second wind is a bonus action.
I'm
If you
not
wanna
worried
use that.
about it.
Okay.
Nah.
All right. Does anybody else in the party wish to do anything?
Yes, Misty does.
What does Misty want to do?
She's gonna go to her backpack and she's gonna grab her stuffed little animal and say, "Protect, please protect." Staring at Yendra is very traumatized at the moment.
Okay. Anybody else doing anything?
Nah, I'm just gonna watch.
Yeah,
We're
I'm just
missing
watching.
combat music. That's why it sounds so weird on my end. All right, well, that'll bring us back to Icaro again. Gonna take his swings. First one misses. Second one hits. Third one misses. Go ahead, Yurndris.
Okie dokie.
That hits.
You know, it's kind of hard to smack a man when he's resisted to lightning.
Mm-hmm.
That makes life so much more fun.
It was just super convenient that you two are related and lightning resistant.
It just had to happen. Okay, I'm gonna
That
try
one-
using.
That one hit. That second one, and then you've got a third attack.
Yeah. I'm gonna try using that guy. Oh damn.
That misses.
Ah damn. All right. I'm done with my turn.
All right. He's gonna go ahead and take his 3. 1 misses. 2 hits. And 3 also hits. So there's damage for 2 and damage for 3. And he's gonna kind of stand up straight, and you as a fighter would recognize that he's taking his second wind as his bonus action. Getting some points back. And that'll
Come on,
end his
Yundris,
turn.
you got him on the rope.
Your turn, Max.
Okay. I am also going to use my second wind, because fuck you, dog. Oh.
Still 12 points back, though.
Still, okay. I want to use this rod that I have in my inventory, but I don't. There are 6 buttons. You know which one I'm talking about?
Yeah, I see it. All right. There are 6 buttons. You don't have that rod identified, though, so tell me which button you want to press. You there, Max?
What are the button shapes?
Give me a second. They all look identical.
Oh. I'll do the third button.
The third button. Okay. You press the third button, and the rod extends into a spear,
Ew.
which is under your actions tab now. It's the exquisite
Nice.
spear.
I see it. I'm gonna smack him with it.
Okay.
Oh man. Just gonna.
Yeah, it misses.
Oh damn it.
Yeah, it misses.
I'm gonna do it again. Gah!
At nat ones, and he is gonna take a swing back. Hitting.
Jesus Christ.
All right. Anything else for your turn?
No.
Anybody else want to do anything?
Negatory.
Nope.
Okay. He's gonna keep swinging. First one's gonna hit. Second one is gonna miss. Third one's gonna hit. That ends his turn.
Cool. I'm gonna pop one of my potions of greater healing
As an action or a bonus action?
as an action.
Okay, so that will be... I'll give you the health back. Just mark it off, and I'll give it 48.
Got it. I marked it.
So that's 20 points back. Okay, you're good.
Okay. Cool.
Anything else for your turn?
No. Nope.
How far away from Yendris are we?
20 to 30 feet.
This is important. Because I have an ability with a 30-foot range.
Which ability?
Oh, I'm within 25 feet. Okay. I am going to cast Aura of Vitality.
Just pulling it up. Okay. So you can use your bonus action to heal 2d6 right now.
Yep.
All right. Anybody else doing anything?
Nope.
All right. He's going to go at it again. First one's going to hit.
At this point, now I know why Yindra's kicked out of the village. This is not good.
Second one misses. Third one hits. All right. Anybody else, if you got anything to do? Okay. That'll bring us around again to the... Oh, no, I'm sorry. Yurindris, your turn.
Trying to cut me off, huh? I see how it is.
I got confused because we're kind of combat, kind of not.
Yeah. Thankfully. That did. Can I use one of my luck points to re-roll that?
You absolutely can.
I'm gonna do that because
That's what it is there
no.
for.
Cause no, I'm gonna spit again. Oh, thank you.
That hits.
Jeez.
3 points of damage.
Yeah.
Crits with the Vicious Javelin. So it's going to do the regular damage and the extra 2d6 underneath it.
Do I still hold left shift?
No.
Oh, okay, got it.
It'll do that automatically.
Cool,
And
cool.
roll the 2d6 for the Vicious Javelin damage. Because it's a vicious weapon, so it does an extra amount of damage.
Oh, so it already did it.
No, you need to drop the 2d6 Vicious Javelin
Okay.
damage on him as well.
Right. Yes.
All right. Is that it for your turn? Is that it, Max?
I'm gonna cast False Life on myself.
Is that a bonus action?
No, oh, never mind. Never mind. I hate this game.
No, you don't. You
No, I
love
don't.
it.
I really do.
I think you already did 3
No,
attacks.
I did 2 because I re-rolled one of them.
Oh, that's right. Okay. And that one did hit for an additional 4.
And I'm now done with my turn.
Oh, so you could have cast False Life then.
What?
You have 3 actions. I thought you had already used all 3.
Oh well.
So, well, no, you have 3 attacks on 1 action.
Yeah.
So it was
Yeah,
an either
yeah,
or
yeah,
thing.
yeah.
So
Yeah,
I was right for the wrong reason.
Eh.
All right, new round. So if you want to hit her with some more health fits, and if anybody else has anything they want to do,
That should have only been one of them.
yep, I'm gonna take away the lesser of the 2.
What's our
You're-
crowd looking like?
You know, I don't care what everybody says, Jacob. You're a good man.
I try. The crowd has gathered, mostly watching, some cheering. Did you move at all, Brad? I know
No, I didn't. I decided not to at the moment.
Okay. Yeah, no, the crowd's kind of done like a semicircle thing. Like people have filled around. You know, typical everybody wants to watch the fight behavior. Like that.
Okay. Yeah, I don't have anything on this turn.
Okay. Ikro's gonna swing again. That one hits. Second one hits. So that first swing comes down, nails you in the shoulder. The second swing, he whips that butt end of the glaive up into the air, catching you just right under the chin, knocking you on your ass, mostly unconscious. He takes a step forward and stands over you, flipping his glaive around, ready to thrash it down into your chest for the killing blow. When from behind the crowd you hear call out, "Stop!" And as everybody looks up, if anybody looks up, another Dragonborn steps out of the hut. Give me 1 second, just adjusting music. As she steps forward, the crowd separates to clear the way. She walks up to Ikro, looks at him, looks down at Yurndris, looks back at Ikro, and says, "Leave him. Get your friend. Meet me inside." And she turns and walks back into the building. Ikro takes a couple steps back and just kind of stands there.
I'm gonna go pick up Yendris, and I'm gonna. We're what, level 12 now?
I believe so. 11 or 12. One.
No, 12, because next
12.
level I get my flying mount. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna pick him up and hit him with 60 hit points to lay on hands.
So your aura vitality is up for 1 minute in total. We've covered 12 seconds, so that's 2 out of 10 uses. So you can hit Yurndris with 8 more aura vitalities before it expires.
I will do that along with
Okay.
doing the lay on hands.
No
Try to get him
point-
up to full.
No point in wasting the spell slot.
Okay, so if let's see. Where is my lay on hands?
It should be up higher. Yeah, it's under your paladin actions, underneath your hybrid form.
Lay on hands. There we are. Let's see, 1, 2, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And then should I just roll the 8 heals on her for the vitality?
Yeah, just drop them all on her one after another.
Thank you, brother.
Okay, that would be 8.
Yeah. Not looking horrible anymore.
Nope. Just bruised ego.
All right, what are you guys doing?
Apparently walking with Yendris into the tent,
With the
assuming
weird lady.
Yendris wants to go.
Yeah, I'll go, but I'm gonna glare at fucking Icaro while I do it.
Oh, he's like growling as you walk past, subtly, not like aggressively, just like, fuck you, basically. Is anybody not going? Let's do. I think that'll be an easier question.
I'll walk.
Yeah, I'll go.
Okay. So you all go help Yerndris up and start walking inside. This is the best look you've gotten at the villagers that have gathered, and you can see them now. They are rough, ragged. They look like they've been through either a really big fight or a series of fights. Most of the fighting age males are nowhere to be seen. The crowd consists primarily of women, children, and elderly. It's a variety of species, from dragonborns to humans. There's a couple of dwarves in there. Humans, elves, half-elves. Quite the variety. There's only like a handful of dragonborns out of the bunch, though. But you all walk past and they separate, giving you a clear walk right into the building. When you enter the building, it is mostly empty, save for a couple of leather bedrolls, a small fire in the middle, and a couple of storage crates. The ceiling, you can see, isn't as high as the building would lead you to believe. It's more like a teepee than anything, but the outside is padded and insulated. Bare, you can tell that the building is sturdy enough to keep the elements out, but it's not a home. It's not lived in, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
The female dragonborn that stopped the fight motions for you to come in, sit around the fire. She joins you, sitting. Sorry, I'm like setting things up as I'm talking. That's why I keep pausing for the long dramatics. You, Yerndris, do not recognize this dragonborn as you sit down around the fire. You sit, and she introduces herself. My name is Rax. Welcome, I suppose, to my village. She looks at you, Yerndris. So you know Icaro, huh?
Unfortunately.
What is the nature of your knowing him?
He is my cousin, and he banished me out of our village some time ago.
So you are the one he spoke of. And your friends, who are they?
This is my pet Hamish. Next to me is Fitz. We have Misty, Godric, and I don't know the other one.
She nods to each of you as you're introduced.
Misty's gonna just do a little shy, like, one between, like, she's like in the middle, right? I'm next to like Fitz and Gotrek.
Yeah.
So she's gonna kind of hide a little, go backwards, and like very shy, and be like,
Okay. Like the little kid tucking around her mom to
yeah,
wave at
you
it.
got it.
Okay.
You got it. You got it.
Gotcha.
Godric will nod his head.
So will Fitz.
She nods her head to each of you respectively as you're introduced. Well, if it weren't for troubling times, I wouldn't have stopped single combat. By the laws of Bahamut, it was an acceptable circumstance. But the island needs help, of course. I'm assuming you returned for your revenge now that I know who you are.
I'm
Or did
surprised.
you just
No,
come home?
I have no home.
Good. That means you have nothing to lose. If you're here, that means you've been here. That means you know of the Drow. They've been terrorizing the countryside, everything east of the mountains. Me and Ikro are traveling south with the villagers you saw outside. They're all the ones too old, too young, or unable to fight. We left a small, defended village back in the hills. I'm sure you've heard of Beskar.
Yes.
You would have, yeah.
Yeah, it rings a bell.
Beskar is where all of our defenses have left. There are some families in the mountainside that refuse to leave, of course. There's nothing we can do about that, but the hope is we can wear down the Drow long enough for reinforcements to come from the capital. I would ask if you're here for your revenge, to meet up with them, coordinate your attacks, assist their defense, and if possible, put a stop to these lovely Drow that have plagued our lives these last few months.
I suppose I could be persuaded into helping.
And what type of persuasion would you require?
There are two drow elves in particular that I am after. You leave them to me, and you have my services.
You may kill whichever Drow you desire, as long as you kill them. Well, if that is all, you know where Beskar is. We must start packing. We have to leave tomorrow at first light. Stay or go, it matters not to me, but you are welcome to stay here in the village tonight. I would keep an eye on Ikro if you are to stay, though. He seems very adamant on your life.
Thank you.
She goes to stand up from the fire and kind of like waits to see what you all are doing.
I'm gonna walk out of the building.
Okay. What's everyone else doing?
I'm gonna walk out next to Fen.
Walk
And
up
I'm
next
just
to
gonna-
Finn or walk out next to Finn?
Walk out next to Finn.
Okay.
Okay.
And I'm just gonna kind of whisper, What are the chances that douchebag can have an accident tonight?
Which douchebag are you talking about? In a whisper.
That Ishkar or whatever that Dragonborn guy's name was.
I mean, he can always have an accident, but as far as I'm concerned, I don't have an issue with him. If that's what you're asking.
No, I do.
Okay.
Doesn't necessarily be fatal. I mean,
So-
maybe he spends the rest of his trip to wherever they're going, stopping every 5 minutes to go into the woods and empty his bowels.
Ben's gonna kind of look at Fitz, kind of like a little. He's trying to he understands what you're asking, but he's trying to understand because he doesn't have an issue with him, so he's trying to understand are you asking for a favor, or because he doesn't. You got to remember he hasn't been around a whole lot of people, so he's trying to figure out these euphemisms kind of thing.
Oh, yes, I'm sorry, Ben. Yes, I would appreciate it if some sort of accident were to befall him. I mean, he is Yendris's family, so I don't necessarily want him dead unless he points a sword at her again. At him.
I assume
But-
we're all walking out together.
Yeah, I assume they sidestepped right outside the door and are having a hushed conversation.
Like next to Godric, so wherever he's kind of walking, I'm next to him. Like.
Okay.
But can I hear this conversation since I do have?
You can make a
Telepathy?
perception check, and Fitz and Fennin, if you're trying to be quiet, can make stealth checks. And anybody who wants to see if they could hear this conversation can make a perception check.
Still. Let me just make sure I don't have anything that applies to that real quick. I don't think I do. No. All right, stealth it is. Of course.
That's not a horrible roll.
Mhm.
Fitz, I need a stealth check from you. We'll take the higher of those two, which was a nat 20 plus 3 for 23. So Yerndris and Godric, Yerndris and Godric, you don't hear anything. Misty, you hear every word. While that conversation is going on, you all exit the building, and Rox kind of stands at the top step and looks out at the crowd and goes, "They are riding for Beskar to join our countrymen. Leave them be. Make preparations, we leave at first light." And she heads back into the building.
What was the Dragonborn's name?
Rox, Raks.
Max.
Like racks. Like
Think
a
of-
rack of ribs.
I can't
Or
roll my
tits.
R very well, but it's supposed to be like Rox.
Like Rack City?
Okay.
Like a Latino R.
Yes, very much so. Pam, say it.
I was going to say, Pam, help us out.
Perro.
No,
That's
Rox.
it right there.
Say rocks, but with
Rax.
There you go.
Rax. Rax.
yes, like that. There you go.
Man, it's been so
As
long
this is
since I had to
happening-
roll an R. Jesus.
I can't do it voluntarily. I can do it. I learned when I took French in high school. I can do it when I'm not trying, but the second I start trying, I sound like I'm gonna puke. Like. Anyways, go ahead and continue your conversation.
I just wanted to say something quickly. as they're having their conversation and I can see, well, I can hear what's happening, I'm gonna whisper to Godric. This is gonna be hilarious. I'm gonna whisper to Godric. Godric, they wanna degut someone. Something about them testing or going to the bathroom.
Okay.
The gutting. They want to degut, not fatal. Degut the cousin of Yendris.
Now my
Uh,
question
She's in a
is,
very cute little confused way, like, because she's still trying to understand why would we want to put ourselves at risk that way. But yeah,
Yeah, I hear you.
and I'm gonna look at Godric and say, I can hear and see things.
That's good to know, Misty. Appreciate it. Especially since I'm not so great at that. But that's above table. Anyways, yeah. Well, Godric's just gonna respond with, they're gonna do what they're gonna do. Hopefully, they're gonna do the right thing. I don't know.
I hope so too. I just don't want them to think it was Yendris and then come attack her. Because then we all be in trouble.
So my question.
Yeah, good idea.
Sorry. Go ahead, Mike. Sorry.
No, that was all I had. Good.
Yeah, that's it. That's just me. We're doing a little gossipy over here that, Mystique's like, oh my god, fights, trouble. No.
I was just gonna ask, with a 21 passive perception, do we hear, or do I hear that?
Hey.
Yes.
I'm just gonna look at Misty and be like, snitches get stitches. Yeah, it's
Max,
fine.
Max, I sent you. Yeah, the dog started barking. Max, I sent you a whisper. It's just notes for stuff you would know from having lived in this area.
Oh, that's what that
I-
noise was.
I just thought
Sorry.
it was Hamish in the background.
No, sorry, it was Frida. I was having a moment. Okay.
Works. But Fitz and Fennon, go ahead and finish your guys' conversation. While everyone is talking, most of the crowd disperses. Ikro and a small posse kind of hangs around within eyesight of you guys, but they're a good 20, 30 feet off, leaving you to your own. They're just keeping you within eyesight, basically.
So yeah, in mid conversation with Fitz, I'm gonna hear what Misty said and kind of look in their direction, like lean around Fitz and look at her and be like, "Snitches get stitches," and then lean back.
Misty's gonna be like, oh no.
Godric, after hearing that, is going to look at Fenn and go, she's under my protection. I highly doubt it.
Even rocks crack.
As I look you up and down.
I
You're new to
am.
this group. I would watch the threats.
I'm going to nod at Fitz and tell him that I will see what I can do, but I'm going to, in a very quiet voice, that I am not aware of.
Breaking up horribly, Brad.
Oh, it's not
Yeah.
just me.
I thought it was me.
Sorry, can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Yep, sounds
Okay.
better.
I'm going to very quietly tell Fitz that I am not aware of the flora or plant life around here, so I may need his help.
Where's Michelangelo when we need him?
He's somewhere.
But, hey, Yendris, can you come here for a second? I had a quick question.
Yindris is gonna follow.
Hey, just out of curiosity, for no particular reason, is there anything that would that you know that would cause a dragonborn to have really, really bad diarrhea for a few days? Like any sort of foods or berries or anything? Again, for no particular reason.
You can try shoving a stick up Icaro's ass. He'll probably like it, honestly.
If you
Other
wanna,
than
Why
that,
would we
no.
like a stick up his ass?
if you want to try to recall something in particular, you're just make a medicine or nature check at advantage because it's specific to your race.
And I get.
And there has to have been something you've ate at some point that gave you diarrhea.
I mean, maybe.
I mean, you are inherently aware that dragonborns are primarily carnivorous, and too many green-based edibles will cause IBS-related issues, irritable bowel syndrome, for those who don't know. But you can't think of any particular thing that is known to cause like diarrhea every single time it's ingested by a dragonborn.
I will say, feed us a bunch of berries and see what happens.
That seems unlikely to work, but we'll call that Plan B.
Once you feed us berries, then you get. I was gonna make a joke, and it didn't
They
come out right in my head, so.
The dragonborns refer to it as the berry blast off. We'll just leave it at that.
The berry blast.
I was gonna say we resort to it as the berries and cream dance, but that's not the same thing.
Beyond normal diuretics used in medical care, you're not aware of anything, Fitz. That being said, you don't know how to make those diuretics. You're just aware that diuretics exist.
If they're not hiding that, I'll think about it myself.
Yeah, at this point, you all are kind of gathered up.
Don't say it out loud. Just say yes or no if I know it.
Yeah.
Okay. That's all I wanted to know.
Would I know anything? Maybe not this world, but Feywild, per se.
Make a nature check.
How in the hell is it?
In the Feywild, you could probably whip something up.
Okay, so I would know like basic ingredients then.
You know, like basic what each individual plant does in the Feywild.
Gotcha. Because what I would like to do is relay that information to Fitz and see if Fitz knows of anything that would be like the equivalent of that.
Okay. With something like that, is Fitz proficient in nature?
That was exactly what I was going to ask.
I am not proficient in nature.
So no, he wouldn't be able to correlate between two separate universes without a level of proficiency.
Well,
He's not from the Feywilds. What the fuck?
hold on, somebody's at my door.
No, what about Sir Fluffy Butt, since he...
Everybody
is
get
a-
ready for the police, get on the ground. Somebody SWAT
You've
called
been
him.
raided. Right?
Sir Fluffy Butt being from the Fey. Give me...
Yes, and having lived on the prime material for many years with me.
Hold on. So Sir Fluffybutt is not actually from the Feywild. He is a spirit that assumed the form of a Feywild creature. And resembles its characteristics. So Sir Fluffybutt never existed prior to you summoning him, so he does not know.
Yeah.
Welcome to Dungeons
Well,
and Dragons, everybody, where we're going to spend 45 minutes how to give somebody the shits.
yeah, I was going to say, Godric's going to chime in at this point and say, we are spending way too much time worrying about diarrhea, berries, and things that don't concern us. Yurndris, we came here for you and your people. Um, what is it that you feel we should be doing?
Going to kill all those fucking drow elves that killed my family.
Okay, well, we were instructed to head to the inner village to
Besker?
confer, yeah, to
Yeah.
confer with the uh, forces trying to kill them. So, to me, logical step is head that way. You agree?
I mean, it is first thing in the morning.
Um, it's about a 2-day journey over there, so if you guys want to leave now, we can leave now. We'll be there by supper time tomorrow.
Okay. Are you familiar with the layout of the land? Would we be able to take our ship and land it over there?
That's a negative. It's on a cliffside. There's very little level terrain in that direction. You would recall, Yurndris.
So there's, okay. Could we get any closer with the ship? Guess I'll direct that towards the DM.
Maybe a couple thousand feet inshore before it starts inclining.
Okay, would that cut our travel time down any?
Maybe like an hour.
Okay, so not worth it.
Yeah. So if
Okay.
you guys look at the world map here, you are at the green dot on the coast right now. And you are heading to the green dot up the mountainside.
Got you. Okay. Um. Then in that case, I say we head back to the ship. Explain to our crew what exactly is going on. Have them prepare the ship for extended stay, possibly 4 to 6 days. And then pack up whatever we need for our trip and ship out. Unless somebody's got other business in this village.
No, I'm good with that.
Okay. So you all head back to the ship. Madame Pompey,
Yeah.
the dwarves are all there. You fill them in on what's going on. They say that they will they'll keep the ship just a little bit off the coast and kind of like moving back and forth up and down the coast for safety purposes. Is there any particular conversation anyone wants to have, or?
Nope.
Okay. Uh, of the stuff on the ship, if anybody wants any of it, you guys have 2 crates of rations. Each crate holds, I believe it's 50 days worth of rations. So if anybody wants to add rations to their inventory, just let me know how much.
I'll add 10
I
to mine.
You said 10?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna make a pit stop by my room
Okay.
to pray to my altar.
Okay. Roll a D100. Okay.
86.
You say your prayers.
Yeah.
So of the inventory, ballista bolts you guys probably won't take with you, but you've got rations, 10 lamps, lamp oil, 4 fish suits, 2 barrels of ale, 1 barrel of blubber from a kindori, 16 live chickens, crated in groups of 5, 10 fine outfits and 15 sets of traveler's clothes, 1 potion of growth, 32 bottles of perfume, a half barrel of fire water, and that's it. Anyone else want to grab rations or anything?
No, but I would like to see if on my spell sheet, level 6, you'll see word of recall.
Hey, give me a second.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
At the bottom of the description, you'll see let's designate a sanctuary. Would this spot qualify for that?
Creatures. Let me read it. Give me a second.
Mm-hmm. This is why I've spent so much time praying at my altar in my room.
Gotcha. I will say yes with one caveat. The
Okay.
caveat is to retcon a little bit and say that you would have had to have prepared ceremony. I think it's ceremony. Hold on once. It's you just have to have a spell prepared for today. It's the one that like sanctifies the ground.
Okay.
So you'll
I
just have to
just-
carry that spell with you until your next long rest. And I'll tell you exactly
Okay.
which spell it is here in a second.
Okay. Then in that case, I am going to cast Word of Recall
Okay. So if
because
you
I have
cast,
yet to do that yet. You have to do that at least once.
okay, gotcha. The spell is hollow. It's a 5th level. Is it? Hold on a second.
Okay.
Yep, hollow. And you can pick which effects
Okay.
will be there. The effect will basically cover the ship, and it'll last until dispelled. So it'll
Okay.
permanently sanctify that ground.
Okay.
But you'll have to carry that 5th level spell until your next long rest.
Okay. Well,
Right.
that's fine.
Which I think you can cast that as a ritual. No, you can't.
Yeah.
All right. Anybody else got any preparation they want to do before y'all head out?
No.
Okay. Then off you go. Close all this out. World map. So like I said, you're at that green dot there. And you start making your way up the mountain. During the daytime, for day travel, first and foremost, does anybody have any conversations they want to have? Okay. Everybody give me a perception check while you travel then.
Oh. With Hollow, you're supposed to choose a an effect for that area.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say tongues.
Okay.
Affected creatures can communicate with other creatures in the area, even if they don't share a common language.
Beautiful. I'm just gonna write tongues off to the side.
Yeah.
So you help.
I'll put it. You can
remind
put
me
it in
of
my area notes.
that too.
Yeah.
I just put it on the map, otherwise I won't see it.
Okay. I'll readjust. Or you got it. Okay. Perfect. Thank you.
All right. So the day goes by without any issue. As you travel up the mountainside, you can see. It's not everywhere, but every once in a while, like every couple of hours, you can spot footprints of large forces or large amounts of people traveling through the area as a group. So it's like in the old medieval days where there weren't roads, but you could tell where the roads were because everybody walked there. So it was just like slopped mud and clear that a lot of people had passed through that way. But eventually you get about halfway up the mountain, say to there, and it is time to start setting down for the evening. I need somebody to give me a survival check who's proficient in survival. Well, anybody proficient in survival can give me a survival check. Just you two? Okay.
I guess my question is, what's the survival check for?
Looking for a place to sleep for the night.
Gotcha.
So it comes time to settle down for the evening. And everybody kind of starts looking around. The majority of the group is used to just kind of sleeping wherever. Fennin, you are used to finding, like, I forget the word, but like a cloister of trees and tucking down in the middle of it. And you find something that should work for your party size. And Misty, you're used to one way in, one way out. You find a cave that the party could potentially sleep in. So the group, you all kind of come together, and Fennin, you've suggested the small clearing surrounded by thick trees, and Misty, you've offered up the idea of a cave nearby that you found. She stepped away. I think she heard me though. Pam, could you hear me? Yeah. Okay. Well, you're arguing sleeping in a cave right now. She heard me. She's doing something.
What's the weather like? I'm assuming it's probably cold.
It's a little chillier here than it was down on the beach. Otherwise, it's clear with a light breeze. Like, it's not cold per se, it's just cool. Like, comfortable cool.
So we can make a fire where I found.
You can make a fire anywhere. You could set the whole mountainside on fire if you wanted to.
Well, just because somebody asked if it's chilly, but that will be solved with just a fire and sleeping near it.
I mean, if they have made these suggestions, Godric's going to say, how far away is this clearing from the cave?
They're both equidistant from where you are now. So, the distance from the clearing to the cave, probably 300 feet or so.
All right, well,
Take you a minute or two to walk from one to the other.
all right, well. I mean, as far as Godric's concerned, I'm just going to lay my head down wherever. So, I mean, if there's going to be an issue between who's going where, I'm just going to take my bedroll and park it up somewhere in between the two. I don't really care. I mean, it's Godric.
I mean, I'm not saying that it's developed into an issue. I'm just saying, as you all kind of gather to decide where you're going to sleep, those two options were presented.
Yeah. Well,
I
that's Godric's stance.
I think Fitz is going to vote for the cave. Just because I think that's going to be a little bit easier to defend.
What's the difference? The distance between the cave and that little tree line.
Clearing 300 feet.
About 300,
300
feet.
feet.
Three.
Okay.
That's what we were just talking about.
Yeah.
Sorry, I missed that part. My bad.
It's
Oh,
just
no, it's
far
okay.
it's far enough that if you guys split the party and something happened at one location, it would take 10 rounds for everybody to get to that location from the other location.
So far we got Misty and Fitz heading to the cave. Yurndris, where do you want to go?
I'm fine with the cave.
Okay. So at this point, that just leaves me and Ben. And
I mean, if everybody's heading to the cave, Ben will follow him. He's not going to like it, but he's going to
All right.
follow.
well, then in that case, Godric will join the company. I guess we're all going to the cave.
Okay. You approach the cave, and the entrance to the cave is decently sized, maybe 15 feet wide and 10 or so feet tall. You look into it, you can see about 15-20 feet into it, and then it's just darkness beyond that. If you have dark vision, you can see the walls in your grayscale dark vision heading back to the extent of your dark vision, and then it's darkness beyond that. So if you have dark vision between 30 to 60 feet, you can tell that the cave goes deeper than 60 feet.
So I see that.
You do, yep.
I mean, I got my mace. So it's light.
Um,
Light, how far?
Uh,
30
where are
feet.
you at? Gotta find the maze. There it is. It sheds bright light in a 20-foot radius and dim light for an additional 20 feet.
Okay. So you and Yurndris can see 40 feet in. Everyone else can see 60 feet with their dark vision, but they can't see any further than that. It is fairly level into the side of the mountain. It maintains the 15 by 10 pretty consistently all the way as far as you can see. But it does go deeper than that 60 feet.
So I am going to offer to go check out the cave real quick, if the others would like.
Um,
Sounds fine to me.
you're more than welcome to go check it out. That's
Fen is going to flip his hood up
Okay.
and start walking into the cave very quietly.
Okay. Make a stealth check at advantage.
Aha, I remembered to click the button because I never remembered to click the button, and I remembered to click it this time.
It's the little wins in life.
It is. Oh, not survival, not stealth.
Okay. You walk 20 feet in, and then you can see the back of the cave. So the cave is 80 feet deep.
Okay. I don't see like any animals or anything like that?
Make a perception check. There are no animals in the cave.
Okay. I will go back and tell the others that I don't see anything in there and that it only goes back like another 20 feet.
For everybody else as well, you would have now noticed, because you weren't awake the last time he did it, when he put his hood up, his cloak colors started shifting to kind of match his surroundings. So his normal kind of brown potato sacky cloak, when he put the hood up, turned and looked like a rock almost.
all right. Well, Godric's going to cast Guardian of Faith at the entrance to the cave,
Okay.
right in the center of the doorway. So for the next 8 hours, a large spectral guardian will appear and hover for the duration in that spot.
Okay.
It will attack any hostile creatures that moves into a space within 10 feet of it.
If you've got that centered, that'll be pretty much the entire doorway.
Yep.
Okay.
And I'm gonna get my bedroll out and prepare for camp.
All right. So you all start settling into the cave for the evening. Is there anything anybody wants to do?
I would like to go see if I can go hunt some small game real quick. Not super far, but
Okay. Staying in the area, go ahead and make a survival check.
uh, well, I guess I can ask if I find out if I find anything.
Okay. Go ahead and just make a ranged attack with your bow and drop it in the chat box. Beautiful. You managed to get yourself four rabbits, hares, and you find some berries that remind you of kind of like a blueberry back home. So you collect a little pouch of those.
Okay.
As well as the hares.
I'm going to take that back to the cave and offer that to the group.
Do a nice spit roasted hare with a blueberry glaze. Yeah, I know. Made myself hungry
That
on that one.
sounds very good right now. Just saying.
Okay. Anybody else doing anything for the evening?
I'm just doing my nightly prayers to Paylor and Saloon.
Okay.
Misty is just looking around. Being very,
Like, what are you looking at? Or are you just kind of like keeping an eye on everybody?
keeping an eye on everybody and the area.
Okay. Make a perception check for me.
Being protective, I guess you can say.
Okay. Anybody else doing anything?
If we're not doing anything and we've eaten and everything like that, Fen is going to go find a dark corner, probably not super far from the front, but enough to like keep an eye on the group and keep an eye on the front.
Okay. I sent you a whisper, Pam. You're muted.
Okay. Is that what I notice?
Yeah. I'm gonna start using whispers more, guys. So, like, if you're looking around, make a perception check, and it's a calm moment like this, I'm gonna whisper you stuff instead of telling it out for everybody to hear it. That way, if you decide not to do anything, nobody else knows.
How far away am I?
30 feet.
I'm not even close to it.
You're gonna like walk right up to it.
Yeah.
Okay. You walk right up to it.
Put my hand on it.
It feels like a rock.
Do I notice anything weird? Is that out of like pattern that I notice that it maybe somebody moved it, somebody's hiding behind it? Anything funky that I realized about this rock?
Make an investigation check.
Oh, I suck at that.
It looks like a rock. It just, I don't know, something just kind of looked weird about it a second ago.
Okay, I'm just gonna be like, yeah, never mind.
Okay.
Walk back.
If nobody else has anything they want to do, are you guys setting a watch for the night? Are you gonna rely on Godric's guardian? What are you doing?
I'm going to say Fen's going to stay up for a little bit so he can at least take the first watch if needed.
Okay.
I don't know if anybody else wants to take a watch.
I'll take a watch.
Okay.
I'm
well,
not really sleepy, so I'll just be awake, just maybe having conversation with Yendris and Fanon, I guess, since I'm not really tired.
Okay. Well, whoever's going to be awake during the first 2 hours of the night, go ahead and make a perception check.
Interesting. What the first one is? Oh, okay, that's my question.
Got it. Sorry.
I bet. Joking.
Oh no.
Outside the cave, you can hear normal nature sounds. The nocturnal creatures have come out. Well, they're normal for everybody but Fennin. But you are familiar with nocturnal creatures, Fennin, so you can hear some animals moving through the trees in the bush outside. Did you guys light a campfire? Yeah, you did, because you roasted rabbits. So the fire crackles in the cave. Other than that, nothing happens. So whoever's going to be awake for the second watch, the 3 to 4 hour mark, go ahead and make a perception check.
Where's my stuff at?
Being awake now, Fennin, you listen and you realize that the creatures here sound a lot like the creatures of the Feywild, and you can even pick out some distinct noises of, deer-like creature and rabbit-like creatures, that all of which you're familiar with. But you're missing noises. There are nocturnal predators in the Feywild that you're used to hearing on an almost nightly basis that are missing from the night ear, and it just kind of rings in your ear a little bit. It's like the lack of noise ring, if that makes sense.
Gotcha. I'm gonna say that he's probably gonna be near the mouth of the cave, watching. He still has his hood up, making sure that he stays out of sight, seeing if anything comes by.
Okay. I would just say with your passive perception, you're able to pick out like some owls, and you catch a deer at one point, and they all look kind of familiar, but distinctly different than what you're used to. But other than that, the second watch, no issues. Whoever's going to be awake for the third watch, go ahead and make a perception check.
Was I supposed to wake anybody up for the third watch?
I don't think we established past the second one. So,
Fitz committing clutch.
Okay. No changes to the watch. Normal nighttime creatures skittering about. Fire starting to die down a little bit, but still crackling and popping. And your watch goes without any issues. So I think, Godric, you're on the last watch, so go ahead and give me a roll. Oh, it teetered on that too. With your 22 perception, as you are listening to the sounds of nature, you notice something in the cave.
What's weird about it?
It just looks out of place. Can't really put your finger on it.
Guess I'll investigate it.
Walk right up to it.
Might as well.
Okay. So you walk up to it. Go ahead and make an investigation check.
7.
Can't put your finger on it. It looks weird. It looks out of place, kind of.
Can I
I
pick it up?
You can certainly try with a strength check.
All right. $19.
You pick it up, and what do you do?
Throw it outside.
Okay. You walk over and throw it outside.
Yep.
It starts rolling down the hill.
All right. I go back to sit and enjoy the campfire.
As you walk back in, you glance back over where that rock was, and underneath it, you see a little purse.
A purse?
Yeah, like a coin purse.
Okay, I pick up the coin purse. Investigate it. Does it look like I have markings or?
It looks like the same coin purse you've got on your belt.
Oh, open it up.
Okay. Inside, you find 50 gold.
Okay, I'll close it up and put it in my bag of holding.
Okay. You got that, or you want me to put it in there for you?
I got it.
Okay, perfect. But other than that, or was there anything else you wanted to do?
Nope.
Okay. Other than that, your watch goes off without a hitch. At the end of your watch, your guardian disappears, signifying that 8 hours has passed.
Okay.
And everybody gets a long rest.
Hey, do we level up?
Good girl.
No. Yurndris, I need you to make me a
Alright.
wisdom saving throw, though.
Oh, come on.
What?
What did I do?
No.
Oh, let me double check that before I roll it. Hold on.
Oh boy.
You're gonna make my man more injured than he already is, aren't you?
Well, you get the long rest regardless, so you'll be back up to fighting weight if nothing else. Let me double
Oh
check.
man.
Oh, that's not too bad. As you start to wake up, you take 5 points of poison damage, and the pain is on your neck. When
No.
you slap your hand up to see what the hell is going on, the slug is gone.
The hug
Um,
slug.
And you can feel that burning poison sensation kind of transfer to your fingers a little bit. It's not a slime, it's like a semi-dried mucus at this point, and you can tell that he has been gone for a little while, and this is his residue.
I'm so sad. That made me sad. He's gonna say, guys, I think I need to go take a shower. As there's just blood pouring from his face.
Where's the blood coming from?
From his eye. Where his wound is at on his face.
Oh, okay. Flashback to last week, where half of Yurdris's face was bleeding. Everybody.
Yeah.
Okay.
So just above table.
Yep.
Why did the slug hug die?
I didn't say it died. It's just not on Yurdris's neck anymore.
Yeah.
Oh.
Mm.
Sorry, I guess I just jumped to an assumption.
And for that, I'm gonna take away one of your. No, I'm joking.
No.
No, that's fair.
All
I
right.
had that coming.
No, you're good, man.
Does your interest have the means to clean off here?
Well, you all have a water skin with you, and you traveled up a mountain, so I'm pretty sure none of you have a full water skin.
Okay. Is there a crater of some sorts that I can find in the area, like in the opening?
You can step out to the mouth of the cave and make a perception check.
That sounds awesome.
One of you guys is gonna have to pee on my neck. I'm already foreseeing it.
22.
You look up and around the mouth of the cave, and you can't see anywhere that would look like it holds water. You guys are going up a mountainside right now. It's not super steep, but it doesn't level off here anywhere to where water could collect.
I'm not
What
looking
about
for
the
a lake.
hole the purse was in?
I'm not looking for a lake. I'm looking for a divot in the ground.
Yeah, you guys are going up a pretty steep incline and found the entrance to the cave in the side of a mountain. So there's nothing level enough. I mean, the ground inside the cave is like loose dirt and rock. You might be able to dig a divot.
Okay. Let's do that then.
Okay, how big of a divot do you want to dig?
How big are you, your interest?
6'11".
Okay, I need a divot big enough for 6'11".
Okay.
About 2 feet
That's not
deep.
a divot. That's a grave.
Okay. Well, yeah, similar to a grave.
Just to make sure I'm planning this right, you're digging a bathtub, right?
Yep.
Essentially. Okay, make a strength check.
$14.
Okay. So you start digging and run into a couple decent sized rocks that you're, with that strength check, able to remove. Takes you probably a good 45 minutes to an hour, but you are able to get it dug out. You now have a 7 foot long by 3 feet wide by 4 feet deep hole.
All right. And I'm going to cast Create Food and Water, more specifically the water part. 30 gallons of water.
This is why I leave Google open while we play. Hold on a second. Okay. Yeah, no, that'll get it about 2/3 full.
There you go, your interest.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
As the rest
And
of you wake up this morning, you can see Godric doing whatever Godric's doing, and you're just sitting in this makeshift bathtub that's slowly losing water.
Ben's gonna look at him confused. With like, yeah. I don't know if Fitz or I don't know who's around me.
I
But if it's-
mean, Godric's outside the entrance to the cave, giving your interest a little bit of privacy.
Okay.
So I'm
You're-
just kind of hanging out at the mouth of the cave, maybe leaning up against the wall next to the door or some shit like that.
For flavor's sake, Yerndris, did you get in fully clothed, or are you butt naked inside that tub right now?
I'm not butt naked. I have a loincloth on.
Okay.
I don't need
Like
my
a-
dick flapping in the wind, guys. I have more respect of myself than that.
like a civilized lizard.
Yes.
Just to paint the picture for what you all see when you wake up.
Ben is going to go exit the cave, and as he exits, he's going to look at Godric, who's nearby, and is that normal?
Not normally, but Yurndris was all kinds of covered in blood. I thought it would be best if Yurndris had a chance to clean up. So I helped.
Ben's gonna nod his head, and he's going to go off and see if he can find us some breakfast.
I would like to point out as an observation above table, in 62 episodes, this is the first time anyone has bathed themselves.
No. Godric has.
I don't remember.
Didn't
Usually
they
when
go
we're
swimming in...
yeah, when we're in large bodies of water.
Okay.
And my armor is magically enchanted to always be clean and shiny.
Yeah, but your face isn't.
No, that's part of the ritual of Saloon, the goddess of beauty. You wash your face.
Okay.
You take a horse bath, you know.
Yeah. Quick bird bath.
Right.
All right. Anybody else doing anything in the morning while Yurndris finishes his bath and gets dressed?
Ready to Apollo.
Okay.
You know, pull out my little amulet, insignia, whatever, and hope and pray our journey is full of wondrous things and good things.
Okay. Spoken like a true acolyte. Good job.
Yeah. Well,
Did I find us any breakfast while he's doing that?
Are you looking for animals or plants?
I mean, I'm looking for animals if, in particular, but
Okay.
if
Make
he's going to fail at that, then
Make another
you know.
survival. Dude, the dice decide. I don't know. It
No,
depends
I
on-
know.
But what you're looking for determines what kind of roll I have you make.
Gotcha. Did you say survival again?
Survival if you're hunting.
he's looking for a red-breasted dodo bird.
Dodo bird.
Drop your bow strike into the chat box. You come back with a rabbit. One rabbit.
Oh,
Can I retrieve my arrow from that said rabbit?
Yeah.
you're gonna give it pain.
Give it pain. I shot that motherfucker clean through.
Oh no.
Oh no.
All right.
Yeah.
So you cook up the rabbit. There's a little blueberry glaze left over from the night before, so it's got some flavor to it. Anybody else doing anything this morning before you guys head out?
I am going to face towards the sun and say my prayer to Palor, which this morning basically amounts to: is there anything you would like me to brand on the drow to send to Loth? Any sort of message you want to send her, just let me know.
Roll a d100.
A D100.
Roll as your. Oh no, that doesn't matter. Never mind. You don't
Oh.
get a response over anything. You say your prayers and do your worship. What about you, Misty? What are you up to this morning? Anything other than breakfast and getting ready to go?
Breakfast, getting ready to go. And maybe you'll find me just like kind of talking to myself, but not really. I'm kind of just sending like, positive thoughts about this new journey and hopefully that nobody gets hurt and yada yada. But you will catch like Misty, kind of like she's just talking to somebody when in reality she's just kind of pressing her feelings and thoughts out loud, but very in a whispery way. Like I promise she's not crazy. She's just very.
Fennin, you'll pick that up with your passive perception. If anybody else wants to roll me a perception check to see if they hear her, and Misty, go ahead and make a stealth check since you're
Okay.
mumbling. Take the higher of the two. Hamish obviously hears. Yurindris hears. Godric, you don't. Like, you can hear her
Yeah.
mumbling to herself, but you don't make out what she says. Right. And Max, other than your bath and getting ready to go, anything else you wanted to do?
No.
Keep in mind, you're not in a bathtub. You're in the
I
ground
know.
filled with
I'm
water.
in-
So you had like 5 minutes to get in and clean yourself before the water all soaked into the ground.
I'm
Which
in
was-
a dirty hole.
Yeah, which it was enough time to get the blood off you and whatnot, but you can't like sit and soak sort of thing.
A dirty, dirty hole, which is like how I like to spend my Saturday nights. Ayo. No, I'm not doing anything else.
You all finish up your morning routines, eat your breakfast, get your gear together, and set out for the next day. Go ahead and everybody give me a perception check.
Another one.
Do, 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 do.
Wasting all my nat 20s now. So sad. Could have used you guys.
Oh my gosh. Stop pulling my screen. Stop it.
Having issues over there.
Yeah, just a little bit.
Okay. The day progresses. More of the same. And starting to get closer to supper time. As you see a village up ahead of you. Yurindris, you would recognize this village as Beskar.
Woohoo.
But it looks very different from the last time you were here. Palisades have been drawn up. There's a light trench with some barricades. It looks defensive as compared to the last time you were here.
Just where we're heading?
Yep.
Alright. Well, let's go. And Godric starts marching off towards the city. Town, village, settlement, whatever this is.
Thing.
So you all continue and approach the city. When the city gets a little closer, a little more into eyesight, you hear a horn blow. And you can start to kind of see movement in the watchtowers. And you steadily walk closer and closer. When you're about 40, 50 feet away from the village, you can see that a defensive force has gathered. There are archers in the towers, spearmen directly inside the southern barricade, and some infantrymen looking types behind the spearmen. One of the guards shouts out, "Halt! Who are you?" It's a human individual.
We're adventurers here to help with your drow problem.
And how do I know you're not working with the drow?
Well, we were sent by Rock. I'm not even going to try and roll that R. I'm sorry, not going to happen.
Rock.
Yeah.
There you go. Step forward. Present yourselves.
In true fashion, I'll step forward and I am Godric, acolyte of Apollo, and these are my fellow adventurers. And I motion backwards. Fitz,
I'm gonna wave.
Fen, Misty, and Yerndris you may know if you're from here. And I kind of motion for everybody to step up.
I know not of a Yerndris.
I don't know you either, bud.
Sorry, I was getting the token set up. I know not of a Yerndris, but any help sent against the drow is welcome. Come in. Make yourselves comfortable, it won't last long. Stand down, everyone.
Well, we didn't exactly plan on, sticking around. We got things to do, and we were told y'all needed help, so here we are.
Of course. You can see all the militia soldiermen step to the side, back off, and allow access for all of you to enter should you choose.
Okay. Well, yeah, I'll walk up. As I walk in though, we introduced ourselves. What can we call you?
Rep. Another rolled
Rep.
R. Rep.
All right. Well, Rep, nice to meet you. Who's in charge here?
That'd be me.
Okay. Well, we were told to come see you to coordinate defenses and see if we can remove this drow problem.
Pretty much all
So
we've got at this point is defense. We're just kind of the waypoint for anybody leaving the mountains to flee south.
Okay, well, do you have a command post, a map set up, something we can sit down and discuss this, go over details so we can get a little bit more information than you're defending against some drow here?
Of course, follow me. He
Motion
turns.
for everybody to follow, so
Is everybody following? Or is anybody doing something else?
No, I'm following.
Yeah, I'll follow.
Yeah, sure.
So you all follow to the center of town. As you walk in, you can tell that this is not a village. It was once a village. It has a lack of being taken care of. Maintenance hasn't been done on any of the huts or buildings. Carts are destroyed. Also, everybody make a perception check for me as well, while I'm giving you the brief
Okay.
description. You
Godric.
notice.
Godric at some point during our walk is going to kind of slow down a little bit to wherever Yerndris is.
Okay.
lean to Yurndris and say, I understand this was your home. I'm sorry you weren't able to come back to it in the condition you left it, but hopefully we can cure the problem that plagues this place and help it flourish back to the way it once was. And then I will kind of start moseying back up to where I was in the formation.
Sent you a side whisper, Yurndris.
I see.
Okay. Fennin and Misty, as you guys are walking through the village, you two would notice that, well, all of you would notice that there are no horses here. But you two in particular would notice that there is an abundance of horse tracks on the ground. But to get back to the general description that everybody would notice, the village is in disarray, disrepair. Everybody who is here is a fighting age male, so between like 20 and 40, and they all look rough. Combination of injuries and lack of sleep, and rattled. They all look very nervous, just constantly. Scared is the better word.
Sure.
But Rep leads you to the central building. He opens the door. As you all enter, you can tell that this was at one point a tavern. The tables and benches have kind of been pushed to the outer wall. There is food and liquid stores behind the bar. But he motions for you to come in and sit down at the one table in the center of the room, which has a map on it of the village and the surrounding area. Well, like I said, we don't do much. We just kind of give people leaving the mountains a place to rest, headed on the way headed south. That way they don't have to sleep in the open.
Sure. What kind of information can you give us? Do you have numbers? Do you have directions, locations?
They come from different directions every time. This blasted drow. I can tell you they don't like the sunlight. They come when there's heavy clouds in the sky, or at night. They come when the mist rolls over the top of the mountain, or when it storms heavily. As far as the defenses are concerned, we've got the village here, and he points at the map, which basically looks like the map you're all seeing. It's like, we've got the village here. We've installed palisades around it with a light trench to help ward off cavalry. The fields remain bare and open. Any large plants that come up, we go out and chop down to maintain a field of view. All we can really do is keep an eye.
You say from everywhere, but I mean, we had to travel up a mountain to get here. Are they more centralized, coming from like the northwest, northeast, north, south, southeast, south?
Telling you, they come from everywhere. You know, if they went, we don't know where they come from. We don't know if they're coming from the top of the mountain, the bottom. We don't know if they're coming from the southlands. Some days they hit us from the south, some days they hit us from the north. We don't know. There's no way to anticipate it.
When was the last time they attacked?
About a week ago. Sorry.
From which... And did you see any of them running off after that attack?
They come, they fight, they scatter. When they run in every direction.
Okay.
Are there any known openings to the Underdark in these mountains?
Not that I'm aware of. Look, I was a farmer before this. I just happen to be a village leader. That's what put me in charge here. That, and I've got the guts to stick around. A lot of people ran off after the first couple of raids. I
No,
don't know what I'm doing.
I understand, but all this information you're giving us is useful. I mean, it's doesn't help that we don't have a direction, but it's something we can work with. As I look at Fen,
Yes.
my understanding is you are a man of nature.
No, okay.
Would you please be so kind as to take Misty with you? Circle around the village. See if you can find us a direction that they ran off in.
Yeah, I can do that.
Okay. Yurndris, I know Hamish is pretty good at tracking things too. If you would like to join them, you're more than welcome to. More the merrier
Okay.
on this tracking expedition. In the meantime, I'll stay here. I'll chat a little bit more with Rep. Okay, Rep. That's all you're getting out of me.
That's perfectly fine by me.
And I'll let those 2 or 3, if Yurndris is going. Okay, Rep.
Real quick, before you continue, Fennin, Misty, Yurndris, are you going with them, or are you just sending Hamish with them?
I'm gonna send Hamish with them.
Okay. So, Fennin and Misty, which gate are you going out of? Where are you going? And what are you doing?
Well, we came in through the south, right?
Yep.
I don't know that we noticed anything really in the south.
I think you were more focused on the guards with weapons pointed at you.
Yes. Let's start back in the south where we came. My suggestion is let's start back in the south where we came in at and work our way there.
Work your way where?
Oh, up north, like work our way around. Basically doing a circle around.
Just do a counterclockwise around.
Yeah, just start working our way, like just in a spiral. Start working our way out until we find something.
Okay, perfect. I will come back to you 3 in a second. Back inside. After they leave, Rep will continue. We've got 5 squads, 2 infantry, 1 spear, 2 archers. If you are truly staying to help defend, it looks like you've got a little battle experience. I would definitely appreciate you taking charge of the squads and leading us through anything that might happen.
Godric will grin. The things that I've seen, my friend, you do not want. But on that note, that answers my next question. If we can find a direction to travel, we have your backing.
What do you mean?
Like, if you don't have numbers, I don't have numbers. That means we don't know how many we're going up against. If we need your crew to help us fight these drow, do we have your backing?
Our job is to stay here and defend the waypoint for travelers. If you're going to set out, we cannot be of aid to you, but for as long as you're here, we do everything we can to defend this settlement.
Okay. if we travel out on our own and we discover there's more numbers than we can handle, can we send word and you can send some to help us?
That's a tough spot. We have to defend this settlement. This settlement is the last reprieve for those escaping the mountain.
I
I can't.
understand that, but I'm offering you a chance to diminish what is plaguing this village, and you won't have to defend it anymore.
I know, but even if I send people and you fail, then it just leaves the settlement more undefended. I'm not saying no. I'm saying I don't know. I'm not trained for this. I don't know what to do.
I hear what you're saying, and compromise with me. I won't ask for all your men if all your men aren't needed. If I even ask for your men, I'm just asking for what we need to get through the battle. If it comes to that.
You're welcome to any supplies we have. I can offer you that for sure.
Well, not
far-
supplies. I mean,
as far
I
as
may
Bodies
need
go.
some archers.
As far as bodies
you know.
go, I can't promise any.
Okay.
It's
How about
at this point he takes a look at you, Yurndris, and then a look at you, Fitz, and notices the emblem you have on your armor, the Order of Palor, and immediately drops to one knee, bowing in front of you. Oh, my apologies, Lord. I did not recognize your sigil immediately.
Yeah, no worries. I am a very small part of the order. I'm not big on the pomp and circumstance.
Sent you a side note whisper there, Jeremy. Just after you say that, he stands up and goes, I understand, my lord. Is the order aware of what plagues us? Are they sending help? We sent a request for aid months ago and haven't heard anything.
Look, I'm gonna be completely honest with you here. I am actually based out of an entire another continent.
So,
I know we have a big presence in this continent, and I'm sure if you sent word, help will arrive. As to when, I cannot say for sure.
I understand, my lord. I wish they would defend the eastern coast a little better.
Well, I tell you what, next time I visit the Order, I will be sure to pass your wishes along.
With my humblest appreciation, my lord.
Absolutely, we live to serve and protect the people that can't protect themselves.
Can I
Well,
anticipate you all staying the evening? There's a storm on the horizon. There's a good chance there will be an assault tonight.
Oh, if there's a chance they're coming here, then for sure.
Yeah, I'm certainly not going to turn down the chance to kill some drow.
Well, let me introduce you to the troops then. Like I said, we have 5 squads. I believe I saw 5 of you. That'll make for perfect if each of you wants to take a squad. But I'll introduce you to them. Follow me. That will jump over to Fennin and Misty, who have made a lap around the village. All 3 of you go ahead and make perception checks, including Hamish.
Out of curiosity, because my favorite enemy is humanoids. Do I
No,
get
you do
advantage?
not get guidance on this.
No, I want guidance. I'm not a fucking cleric this time, okay?
Give me just 1 second. Let me double check that, because you
Wait,
Favored
Did
enemy.
you really choose a humanoid?
Yes, you can. So you get advantage on survival checks to track
Oh.
your favored enemy. You're just looking at the surrounding area right now. You're not necessarily trying to track.
Jump
No,
down a little bit.
No, wait a minute. Wait a minute. That's exactly what I asked him to do.
Yeah, I
There
was
is
gonna
that.
say, I thought he was trying to track to
Yes,
figure out
he is
where they
supposed
are
to be
coming
trying
from.
to track them and figure out which way they're coming from.
Okay. Well, in that case, I need survival checks from everybody. And yes, yours will be at advantage.
Sweet.
Oh, that's
Don't
great.
don't worry about re-rolling Hamish, because for him it'll still be a perception. Okay.
Have I ever told you you're an awesome DM, by the way?
Don't fucking lie to me like that. Lie behind my back, dude. You know how this works.
Ass kisser. Ass kisser.
Look, you gotta tickle his pickle a little bit sometimes.
Lucky you don't have any inspiration, or I'd take one away right now for being a jackass.
I was being serious!
So it is not hard. Even Misty with a 7, it is not hard to see tracks. There are footprints and hoof prints everywhere around this village. Fennon with a 19, you would be able to determine that some of these tracks are about a week old and some of them are as old as 2 months. None of you are really able to determine whose tracks belong to the village in terms of humanoid footprints, whose tracks belong to the village and whose tracks belong elsewhere. Hamish does pick up some different scents, but he can't communicate that to you guys.
If only he had a collar that allowed him to speak.
Exactly.
If
God,
only
what if
he
we
had
had one of those?
If only he had somebody with him who was aware of that collar and could activate it.
Misty.
Misty doesn't know about that.
Yeah. We
Wait,
had to
isn't
talk about
Yendris
it
out
on the
with him?
ship. Misty
She's-
was a crew member.
She was aware that he could speak, but the details of the collar were never explained to her. I do remember that.
Wait, so Yendris isn't there?
Nope. Yendra stayed
No.
inside
Oh,
the
I'm
walls.
sorry. I'm sorry. I thought you said he was there. Never mind.
No,
My
and I
bad.
meant to say something when Yern said he wasn't going to go, but I kind of let it go.
I
That's
like
okay.
causing problems for everybody.
Yeah.
Go with what you know.
I'm not going to argue that fact.
But you guys are able to see a lot of tracks coming and a lot of tracks going, and there's no one direction. They go in every direction and they come from every direction.
Honestly, I was kind of more dependent on Ben the tracker than Hamish. Hamish was meant as a...
And it's not that Fen
sure.
isn't picking up tracks, it's just that there's so many tracks, it's almost impossible to make a decision on which ones to follow.
Gotcha.
You did say that there were some that were like a week old, whatever the freshest looking tracks are, right?
Yeah.
Because he did say that they were attacked, if I'm recalling this correctly.
A week ago.
Yeah, they were attacked a week ago. So I'm going to say let's find some of those tracks that look like they lead off. Maybe see if there's some that are coming to the fence or to and then quickly darting back. Does that make sense? Is there any tracks that look like they make a quick change in direction?
Yeah, so all these lines and arrows I've put on here are about a week old tracks. They come in and they go out in roughly the same area. I said there are
Well,
multiple directions for every age of tracks you find.
yes, you did. I'm gonna vote we take that information back. And if they want us to go out and track them down, I'm cool with going out and tracking them down, but they need to at least know what we're doing. Misty?
Yeah, I mean, I I I don't like this place.
Hamish says, "Bark, bark."
Even he's barking. There's something weird about this place.
What's weird? You mean
I don't I don't have a good vibe. Something happened here.
well, I'm not exactly from around here, obviously. All of this is kind of weird. I mean, yeah, something bad happened. I mean, the town doesn't look all that great. You're gonna have to elaborate a little bit more there, little one.
Let's just get out of here. I don't want to be here. And Misty's gonna look at Hamish. It kind of like, you agree, right? This is bad energy. We're not safe.
He's bad juju man.
All right. Let's get you back to Godric then. And we'll go
No,
tell
no,
him.
you're not safe here either. Nobody is.
Well, I wasn't exactly safe where I came from either. So, I
And
mean,
Misty's just gonna look at Fennon like, hold on, because I need to do the face.
that's the same face that Fed's been making the whole time.
Well, that face. Like, no shit, dude, but I'm feeling that right now. This is not safe. I don't know. I just feel it's gonna be like a horror movie. We're just gonna get attacked out of the blue, and it's gonna be a shit show. But that's just me.
So the three of you walk back into the village, and Hamish goes running over to you, Yurndris, and kind of like paws at your leg and barks a couple of times.
Misty's gonna be holding to Fennon like a little kid, like terrified of walking. Like, you know, when she, like, you don't want to go to the dentist as a little kid, for example, and you're holding to your mom, like, no, I don't wanna. She's gonna be holding like that
Okay.
to Fennon as they walk in.
I'm gonna, after seeing Hamish run in to see Yurndris, I'm gonna look at Yurndris and say, find out what Hamish knows, Yurndris.
That was the plan. I'm gonna say speak in giant so he can speak.
He just like immediately is like, "Oh my god, there's so many smells. They're fucking everywhere. Like, if I didn't know any better, I'd say this was a fucking whorehouse or a brothel or whatever Willie used to call those places where everybody comes and goes all the time, but it's fucking everywhere."
Watch your tone, mister.
I'm sorry. I was kind of excited about the smells. They smell yummy. I wanted to taste them.
Hey, Hamish, we're excited that you're excited because that means you found something. Can you tell us what direction they went?
Everywhere.
I'm beginning to think these fuckers went everywhere.
Like, the smell is just everywhere. Everywhere I sniff the ground, I could smell the people that live here, And I smelt you guys out that way, you know, the way we just came in. And there's something else. I don't know what it was, but they smell delicious. And they were everywhere too.
Okay.
And he kind of looks
I'm
up.
gonna.
He looks up at Rep. He's like, "Are you hiding things from me? Are you hiding delicious things from me? Because they're here, or they were here. I don't know, but they smell delicious, and I want them."
I'm gonna look at Rep. Were you successful in any of the attacks on actually acquiring anything from the drow? Armor, weapons, a dead body?
No, they. I don't know how to describe it. It's. I mean, I was certain that I had taken out at least a handful every time they assaulted, but when the battle subsides, there's no bodies except our own. They come, they assault, the fight rages 20, 30 minutes, sometimes longer, and then they leave. When the families were here, they would take women and children with them, still kicking and screaming. Now that it's just us, they come, they take supplies, they kill, and they go. We don't know if we've killed any of them, but we know that they've killed some of us.
Did
Gotcha.
they make it?
You
Did
have the
they
bag
make-
of holding, right?
Fitz, you go
Godric.
first.
Godric, you have the bag of holding, right?
Yeah.
If you kill any of them, stick them in that bag so we can look them over. If they're taking their dead with them, they must have a reason.
I mean, they're drow. That's pretty standard for drow.
The women maybe, but not the men.
I'm gonna ask Rep over here
There you go.
if they ever made it inside the walls.
They do breach. And then we repair the hole that they make.
Okay. Is there a part of town where your people don't go too often?
Well, everybody who's here you can see right now, and he points to the each of the 5 squads has maybe 10, 15, we'll say 15 militia men for argument's sake in it. So there's 75, 76 people including him. Because this is everybody. We 20 sleep during the day and keep watch at night, and everybody else just patrols the wall every day. So there's not a place in the city, in the village, that we don't cover on a daily basis.
Ben's gonna kind of grunt. Well, I can't exactly track them when there's no clear tracks to track.
Sure, makes sense, bud.
Rep will speak up again. Now that everybody's here, I think it's a good time to introduce the squads. We've got two groups of archers over here, and he points to them. The group of spearmen there, and 2 groups of infantry. We keep the infantry inside the gate, the spearmen at the gates, to slow down the cavalry that they have, and the archers man the towers. Any that don't fit in the tower usually just volley over the walls in the hopes of slowing them down.
You say cavalry. What are they riding on?
Horses.
Standard horses?
Who the fuck gave drow horses?
These horses look larger than the normal horse, almost like a plow horse. Not something you would typically ride up and down the mountains.
And you guys don't have any horses here, like yourself?
Not anymore.
How long ago?
It's been probably a month since the last time we had a horse inside these walls. That was ours.
I'm assuming the drow took them.
After they cut their heads off.
All right.
At that point, Fenn's gonna walk off back towards the entrance where they were at.
Like down here?
Yeah, like where we were coming in at.
Okay.
Is there any clear horse tracks?
Oh, there's horse tracks everywhere. You
So,
notice
same
horse...
thing?
Yeah, same thing. You notice the horse tracks when you made the full circle around the village. They're everywhere. Just like the
All right.
footprints.
I'm gonna go with Ben when he's looking at those horse tracks as someone who's been trained in mounted combat and things like that. I want to see if I can tell what, like, if they're riding war horses, or see if I can tell anything about them.
Make a investigation check. And we will add your proficiency bonus to that roll. So just add a 4 after you roll it.
15, that's not bad.
So you go out and take a look at these tracks, the horse tracks. You can definitely tell that they were being ridden by the depth that they sink in. They are a little bit larger than a draft horse's hoof print. Draft horse is the largest horse you know of.
So they're bigger than a standard war horse, but smaller than a Clydesdale.
Probably bigger than a Clydesdale would be accurate. They're big. Clydesdale are draft horses, and they're bigger than that.
And there was only 4 hooves per set, right?
Yes.
Okay, well that rules out most of what I was thinking. What the hell are they riding?
If you have any questions of Clydesdales, ask me. They are my favorite horse breed.
I'm gonna look
Okay.
at Fitz and be like, "They're pick a direction, bud, and walk." I mean, at this point,
Okay.
While
Here's
they're
the
off,
plan.
I'm going to look at Rep and say that I think I have a plan. Let me see what my crew comes back with, and we'll go from there.
As you say that, a guard from one of the northern tower shouts out, "To the north! Movement to the north!" And all the militia squads start running.
I know.
God- Godric, shield and mace in hand, is going to run to the front gate.
out of curiosity, do Fitz and I hear that?
Yeah. You definitely do. Fitz would hear the shouting.
As I start moving, I'm going to say, "You're interested with me, Misty. Stay behind the crowd."
Okay.
Pick one alive if you can, Fen. We need to do some questioning.
Fenn's gonna smile and flip his hood up, and he's going to start making his way around the outside.
So everybody move your tokens to wherever you want to be.
How
Out of
tall is the
curiosity-
palisade?
The palisades are about 10 feet tall.
It's still daylight out, right?
It's supper time, so it's getting into dusk, but there's still plenty of light.
That's even better if it's dusk.
But it's still normal light out. It's getting
No,
to
I gotcha.
dusk. It's not dusk yet.
I got you.
Fitz, where do you want to go?
I am going to run up and mount their fluffy butt. And then we are going to ride out to stand next to Godric.
And Misty, where are you going?
Behind Godric.
So, like, right there?
Yeah, kind of hiding also between Sir Fluffy Butt
Okay.
and Godric.
So the alarm went out, and you all start running. And there is probably about 400 or 500 feet away, where I'm drawing this line off the map, there is a tree line. And you can see just inside that tree line a young humanoid. I say young because it's small, but humanoid, doing its best to run towards the village walls, but it is not moving very fast. So
Okay.
we're not going to go into combat right now, but we're going to do this like one round at a time. So you guys get to go first. What would any of you like to do?
Okay. So,
Fitz, we're going to leave
First,
your
I'm going
token
to-
where it is, and wherever you move
That's-
Fluffy Butt
yep.
you are.
That's fine.
okay. As Fitz goes by, I'm going to say, I'm going to say, in the event they run, use Fluffy Butt and follow.
Okay. Try to take some alive.
That sounds like a better plan, but I just want to have a backup plan above table.
Anybody else doing anything?
I am knocking an arrow
Okay.
and starting to put tension on the bow. Like he's not in that full draw, but it's like that. It's not going to take much.
Like a half draw?
Yeah.
Okay. Enough
Like
that
he
you can
could pop
hold
a
enough you can hold it for a prolonged period of time without killing your arm, but not enough to really do anything with.
Yeah, in essence, it's like putting your finger on the trigger and just waiting. You're pulling it back to the sear. You haven't pulled the sear yet.
Okay. Problem, I see Max ran outside the wall. Anybody else?
Well, I went through the wall and then stepped off to the side so I don't get stabbed by spikes.
Okay.
I feel like I need to make that clear so you don't just assume I teleported out of nowhere.
No, I assumed as much.
Okay.
Misty, are you
Cool.
doing anything there?
I'm hiding. That's it.
This young individual is going to keep running. At this point, Rep will call out, "Archers! Knock!" And you would all look and see the archers getting an arrow ready, kind of doing what Fennin does with like the half draw, waiting for the command to draw and fire. And we will go to you guys again. What are you doing?
I'm looking for any signs of something coming.
Yeah, I was going to say, have we seen anything yet?
Make perception checks across the board.
Yes.
Fitz, as you ride up to this tiny humanoid, you can see clearly now that this is a young, very young elven child. Normal elf, not drow elf, just to clarify.
This is unusual. I normally have to go looking for the orphans. They don't just come running to me.
Papa! It's like two papa!
Fennin and Godric, with your 20 pluses, you are able to determine that this is a young elven child. Either an elven child or a gnome. At the distance you're at, can't quite make it out. But definitely not a drow. And you don't see anything else. Nobody sees anything else. Just this child.
Fitz is gonna lower his hand to, offer
Perfect.
her up onto the horse.
She is running, holding her hands over her ears and screaming. And as the two of you get to each other, you just kind of reach down and grab her arm and pull her up, putting her in front of you in the saddle.
Right.
What are you going to do next?
And I don't see anything coming from the tree line.
You don't see anything, nope.
Then I am gonna start making my way back.
Okay. We'll make that real simple. Are you going in the walls or just to the walls?
To the rest of my group.
Perfect. Okay. So you stop just like 5-10 feet in front of Godric there. Go ahead and talk me through it. What are you doing?
I'm going to drop off of Sir Fluffy Butt while still holding the girl. Kind of doing like a princess, just kind of princess carry, the word I'm looking for.
She is still covering her ears, and she's not screaming, but she's like, it's not as loud as a scream, but she's kind of doing it to make noise, sort of thing.
I'm gonna walk up to Godric. I don't know what's going on with her. Not sure why she's doing that.
Okay.
You medicine man, make her better.
I look her over. Does she seem to be hurt? Does she seem to be frightened? Does she seem to be...
Make a medicine
What
check for me.
ails her?
Yeah. Terrified would be my guess.
Terrified is a great guess.
24.
She has some scrapes and bruises. Nothing life-threatening. Nothing actively bleeding. More looks like she was running through the woods, not watching where she was going, and branches cut her or bruised her a little bit. Based on her behavior, your best bet would be like a PTSD episode, where she's terrified of something.
Question. Since I am considering her an ally, as canon in the story, any child without a parent, I automatically consider them that. Does my fearless aura affect her? Help calm her at all?
You don't have a fearless aura.
You have
an
I have
aura
the
of
aura
courage.
that makes everyone's
Aura
courage.
of courage.
I know it's a stretch. I get that, but I don't know if that would give her
as-
comfort.
For above table, for plot purposes, no.
Okay, that is absolutely fair.
This shit has plot armor.
Fuck, I hate plot armor.
Use my telepathy to kind of tell her, like, don't be scared. And kind
Yeah,
of see if.
you absolutely can.
Okay.
You want to do that?
Yeah, I'm staring at her and I see that she's panicking and freaking out. So I'm gonna tell her like, "Don't be scared. It's okay. You're safe here with us."
Make a persuasion check.
Okay. You know, I'm just gonna say, above table, if I were in that situation and suddenly there was a voice in my head, I
You know
think that
what?
would freak me out a
Thank you
little
for
more.
ruining it, Fitz. Pam, I need you to make one more persuasion check. I forgot to tell you disadvantage. Just
Fitz,
do it.
I don't want to be your daughter anymore. Just put it out there when Holly comes back. Just gonna throw it out there.
You're not.
Damn
You're
it.
Misty.
I know.
They're much better rolls. So you reach out to her telepathically and tell her it's okay. You're not gonna harm her. And her eyes, Godric, you just see her eyes like shoot open as wide as they'll go, and she starts looking around at everybody. And now she is screaming full volume.
Okay.
And let's just add that
God.
to the chaos because I want to do this. It's important. It does not help that Misty is holding a little stuffed animal. Very creepy.
Oh,
Just
you're
throwing
still.
it out there.
Okay, so Fitz has done something, Godric's done something, Misty's done something. Does Fennin or Yerndris want to do anything?
What did Godric do? Godric's trying to do something.
You inspected her medically.
Oh,
That was
yeah,
your action.
you're right.
How old is this kid? Would you say she looks to be about?
Make an insight check.
Okay. Oh, I'm still on Hamish.
I assume she's gonna look the exact age your daughter was.
You can tell that she is an elf, which means she could be anything between 5 and 50 as far as you know right now. But she looks the same age your daughter was.
Is she on the ground or still on Sir Fluffy Butt?
I believe Fitz is holding her currently.
Okay. I am going to walk up to Fitz. I'm going to kneel down and I'm gonna hold out my hand, look at her in the eye, but have my face turned to where she can't see the wound on the side of my head to freak her out even more.
Okay.
And he's gonna say in the most gentle, sweet voice, "You are okay, sweetheart. We are here to help."
Make a persuasion check at disadvantage.
Swear to God.
Double sevens. That's got to count for something.
Her screams have subsided a little bit. She's still yelling, and she's kind of like shaking her head, like no, 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 you know, like a bad dream kind of thing. Fennin, are you doing anything?
I am. I'm going to move to the other side of the group, like back here. But I'm going to keep scanning the tree line.
Okay. Make a perception check.
Hell yeah.
You see trees.
Do I hear anything?
You
Other than
hear
her screaming.
a young elven girl screaming about 15 feet
Damn it.
behind you.
I tried to catch it before he said it. Yeah, he's just gonna start, keep scanning the tree line. He doesn't like the fact that some kid just came running out of the tree screaming.
Okay.
At this moment, Rep steps up. He goes, I know this child. He leans in and puts his arms around her. Fjord, you're safe. Come with me, child. And as soon as she opens her eyes and sees him, she latches onto him. Meet me inside. And he walks to the building with her.
Follow. Like not necessarily on his heels, but on his heels.
Yeah. Close enough that you don't need to try to hear anything.
Yeah.
Gotcha. What's everyone else doing?
I am not going to.
Sorry, go ahead.
I said I'm not going to follow. I am going to stay out and take up in one of the guard towers.
Okay, take your pick. The militia kind of go about routine duty. Definitely a little more attentive now, as they just had an alarm, but not actively at their post. Misty, I'm assuming you're following Godric.
Yeah, and I'm not do anything anymore because I'm freaking her out.
Okay.
Sorry.
Yurndris?
No, I'm leaving Sir Fluffy Butt out there to
You
keep
are.
an eye on things.
Okay.
I'm gonna sit
Put
at the
him-
other guard tower.
Hamish will be on the ground at the base of it.
Who?
Put you guys 15 feet up. Okay. So for the three of you that went inside following Rep, he brings Fior inside. She's still, for lack of a better term, being a crazy bitch. But he sets her down and puts some food and water beside her and gets a bucket of water and a wash rag and kind of starts cleaning her up a little bit. And it takes probably the better part of an hour, during which Brad and Max go ahead and give me perception checks as you guys are keeping an eye out. But it takes the better part of an hour, and she finally calms down. You guys see lots of trees. The two of you in the tower.
Lots and lots of trees.
She finally calms down, and Rep has a hushed conversation with her in Elvish. Do either of you, any of the three of you, speak Elvish?
I've got the necklace that allows me to know all languages.
Okay.
It's negative for Godric.
And I don't think Misty does. Misty does. So Misty and Godric, you both hear the hushed conversation in Elvish.
Misty and Fitz.
Misty and Fitz, sorry. Rep asks, "Where's your family? What happened to them?" She responds, They came out of nowhere last night. They killed everybody. I started running and I didn't stop until I got here." He asks if she was followed. She says, "I don't know. I just ran." He asks if it was the drow, and she says she thinks so. She didn't get a good look at them. But if the rest of her family isn't here, then they're probably all dead. After having this conversation, Rep stands up and walks over to you. Her name is Fior. It's Fior, if you want to write that down for your notes. Her and her family, wood elves, good bunch. They have a farmstead maybe a half a day from here, up into the mountain. One of the last families to hold out against leaving. Believe they were protected by the wood magics that protect most wood elves. Guessing if she's here and they're not, that they're probably dead.
No.
I would ask, though, if you would do me the favor
Making sure.
to ride at first light. Well, walk at first light. And make sure.
I will.
Yes. Yes.
He puts a fist to his chest. Thank you, my lord. The glory of Paylor is definitely shining through you this day.
You know, I really like you, Rep. But if you don't start calling me Fitz instead of my lord, we're gonna have an issue. I work for a living. I'm not an officer.
Above table, technically?
Yeah, but I'm not a general.
Kinda.
Not yet. I haven't
I mean-
founded the...
That's president. you have your own like company. You manage the entire continent, so kinda you're definitely an officer, but you guys also don't hold military rank in the order. So,
Right.
but he responds with, "Of course, my lord. Of course, Fitz."
Thank you.
The girl will stay here until another group ventures south that can take her with. I pray she'll be safe with us. But it is evening time. Please help yourself. Food, water, drink. And you're all welcome to sleep inside this building for the evening.
Would it be alright if I talked to her?
I would ask you give her some time. Let her settle a little more.
That's
She
fine.
definitely
Or,
needs to sleep. You could talk to her
Yep.
first thing before you leave. That would be ideal.
okay, I just want to check and see if there's anything that she would like us to bring back. Any
Of course.
stuffed animal, clothes, mementos.
Let's ask her in the morning. For now, she needs
Okay.
rest.
Nope. That is perfectly acceptable. Thank you, Rep.
That sounds like a good time to step in and say, Fitz, I think I got a game plan. I want to talk it over with the group so that everybody's on the same page.
I will go get the rest of your party. I need to start making sure the night watch is set for their posts.
Sounds good.
And he exits the building. First thing he'll do is go over to the watchtower and inform Yerndris and Fen that Godric wishes to speak with the two of you. But then he will start making sure the night watch is positioned. The two of you going inside the building, you staying out? What are you doing?
Running and jumping.
Yeah, so I'll go meet up with the group.
Yeah, ready. Is Fluffy Butt staying there, or is he coming back too?
I'll just have them there standing watch.
Okay. All right. The group has gathered in the building.
Okay, guys. So here's what I've gathered with all we got. We don't know where they're coming from. We don't know where they're going. But we do know that they like to come here and take supplies. My suggestion is, Yerndris, I know you're eager to send them off to whatever hell they belong in, but we need to try and take one alive to extract information. This isn't the first time we've had to do this. With that said, they seem to have a very bad habit of removing their dead when they're dead and they're done scavenging. I mean, I could always raise one from the dead if we can keep a dead body, but it'd be a lot easier if we kept them alive. Backup plan, if for some reason we cannot keep one dead or alive, Sir Fluffy Butt is one of the fastest moving members of our group. I would suggest, in the off chance we don't get our hands on one, Fitz, you think you could ride with Fennin and try and follow one?
I don't see why not.
Okay. Because if we can't extract the information we need as to find their home, that may be our fallback option, is to try and track them with fresh tracks. And Fen seems to be one of our better trackers, side from Hamish, who we can't keep up with. I mean, if Yerndris would like to send Hamish with Fen and Sir Fluffy Butt, he's got enough speed he could keep up, but that's up to you, Yerndris.
I can send him with him. That's not really a problem.
How often does your collar work?
It works once a week for an hour. Once a
Well,
day.
they won't be able
No.
to communicate with Hamish since we used the collar earlier today.
Once per day per hour.
Once per day per hour. Okay, but we've already used it today.
Yeah, which we can
Yeah.
always go tomorrow.
I think it refreshes at dawn, if I remember correctly.
Yeah. So this is the game plan when they attack. If they attack tonight, we already have a game plan set in motion. In the off chance they don't attack tonight, we get up in the morning, Fitz and Sir Fluffy Butt, and whoever you feel would best suit helping you, Fitz, go with you to the village and check for survivors.
Wait, hang on a second. Are you suggesting that we split the party?
Yeah?
Yeah. And this is because 3/4 of the party cannot move as fast as you can with Sir Fluffy Butt. I mean,
Okay.
Sir Fluffy Butt is a mighty steed. He obviously
Yeah.
could carry somebody with you, but he can't carry all of us.
Now, can I make a alternate suggestion?
Absolutely. That's why we're here discussing it.
My thought is, and I don't know, maybe this won't work or it's not possible, but what if we went to that little farmstead where the wood elves were at, and we just kind of set up camp there and made it, look like even though they'd been in and killed the people, that somebody else just moved right back in, thumbing their nose at them. Maybe we can even put up some insulting signs in Elvish. So my thought is, if they come and attack us at that homestead, it's probably not going to be as large of a battlefield as when they're coming to attack the fort.
You want to go hunt them.
I want a small force because, all right, one of the ways Drow prove how good a hunter they are, or how demonic they are, or whatever they use as their own honor system, is by killing their brethren, the other types of elves. And it's, a small group comes in because they're cruel. They don't want to share all that honor and prestige they get from bringing back an elf's head. So I think it's more likely they're not going to attack us en masse that way, and it'll be much easier for us to capture a group.
And you want to do this at night or during the day?
Oh, they'll attack us at night, but that's okay, because I have a daylight spell that will make it as bright as the noon sun as soon as they attack.
I mean,
Not a bad idea. Not to cut you
no,
off, Godric.
no. That's actually what I was
I mean,
inching towards myself. It's actually a pretty good idea. What concerns me is we don't know what kind of numbers we're going up against with these drow, and they've obviously been overrunning the people here at the village.
That's my one concern about this plan too, because something is weird about how this is going. The drow don't really do invasions. Not generally, not unless they have something specific they're looking for. You know, they're just
Right.
they're
Well,
too.
and this is why my plan was based off of staying here, is because if they're attacking here in large numbers, this is the best bet for a large number attack. If we decide to go back to where they just attacked, they decide to come back in a large numbers, we may not be prepared for it.
And I admit that is definitely a risk of my plan. So I completely understand if we decide that's too risky. That
with
was just
that,
something that I thought of,
Oh
and I
yeah,
wanted to
no,
throw
for
it out as
sure.
an option.
I agree. It's a good option with a high risk, and I think we have a
if we, not to cut you off, if we do it here, I can do what I do and hunt them at night. It's a large space. I should be able to see them coming from a ways off. If there's a multitude of them, it's more likely I can take one if you want me to take one.
Oh yeah, no, that's definitely going to be our ideal,
I
is
mean,
taking one. I
if we
mean,
fight
we
from here, we're fighting from what we know. If we
right.
fight from out there, we're fighting from an area that we don't know.
I
That's
mean,
true.
I'm gonna flip sides on the discussion here and say that um, if we were to go up there and uh, we could head up there in the morning, set things up during the day, get familiarized with the area prior to the nighttime because we know they're attacking at night.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not saying one option is better than the other. I'm just saying that in regards, if we do decide to do that, we could essentially try that aspect of that plan or those mechanics for that plan. There we go. That's the words I'm looking for.
So basically, stay the night and get up in the morning and do our thing.
Yeah. Stay here tonight. If they attack tonight, we set the this village plan in motion. If they don't attack tonight, get up in the morning, we'll go check for survivors. While we're there, familiarize ourselves with the area, and we can set up plan B there. If
Now,
we decide we want to go with plan B. The other option is we all stay here. We're still going to send Fitz with Sir Fluffy Butt and somebody up there to check for survivors because it's already been um, offered to the young lady as I motioned to the back corner that we would go, or somebody would go and check for survivors. And we are going to hold to our word. So either
That's
way,
fine.
somebody will be going in the morning. I'm just
Um,
thinking it would be faster via Fitz and Sir Fluffy Butt than the whole group of us trying to go up there.
um, I will do whatever you guys ask me to do at this point, but I would like to hunt one tonight. But I'll need to rest tomorrow. Is the thing.
now, the one The one thing I'll say, if they do attack tonight, then as the guy who's going to be out roving around, we don't need peons. We want the captains or whoever there seems to be in charge. Those are the people most likely to have the information we need. The peons, they may know something, but more than likely they know very little, and it's purposely done that way.
Okay.
So, if you see one and you have the chance, grab him for us. If you see one but he's too highly protected, do something to signal us, and we'll go get him away from everybody alive and then take him for questioning that way. Do you see what I mean?
So at this
So
point, I'm going to say we now have our game plan. We'll stay here tonight.
Sounds like you
Ben-
guys at
Correct.
least have enough of an idea of how you're going to move forward. But it is 12:02, so the last thing I'll say before I stop the game for the night is that during the duration of this conversation, the thunder clouds overhead have been booming, indicating that a storm is in fact rolling in, as mentioned
Right.
earlier. But we will stop there for tonight. If you guys want to DM each other over the week via Facebook and, rehash the plan, finalize it leading into next week, great. Otherwise, we can, we're going to pick right back up from here with you guys finalizing game plan next week. And we'll go from there. So, thanks everybody for coming to watch. Make sure you tune in Sunday for Waters of the Deep, and don't forget we are doing a Curse of Strahd starting end of the month sometime, ran by Brad, and hope to see you there as well. So good night,
Wednesday
everybody.
night.
Wednesday
That will
nights for the Curse
be
of Strahd. Yep,
26th of June is when we start.
perfect. There we go. So thanks for coming, everybody. Glad to have you.